Hello, I'm Ignacio Grifol, and I'm here with, well, you know him, AJZ. Hello, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm pretty fine. Wow, that's a new look. What a hair, what a beard.
A little bit. I'm always changing and progressing, I like to say. Not just with my in-ring abilities, but with my look and my presentation and who I am as a person. So I look different, but I also am different. So there's that.
That's great. Can you, well, has been near a year since we talked last time. Go.
Yeah, I mean, in the past year, I've just been expanding and changing. A lot of who I am, a lot of what I'm about. I felt like the golden boy, and I even kind of announced it on your show last year. It was something that I felt had a cap, it had a limit, and it wasn't exactly true to who I was as a person. So I decided to dive more into who I am as a human and kind of push away from the fact that I was just Dolph Ziggler's nephew for a while, and really embrace something that has a whole lot more meaning.
Well, can you tell me about your new persona?
Yeah, I'm the hunter. So it doesn't necessarily mean that I hunt animals, that I, do anything like that. It means that no matter what I want in life, I take it. So before every time I go to the ring, my entrance music says, I always take what I want. And that's really the intent here, is I'm an aggressive, dominant guy, and you never know what's going to come out, what's going to come out of me. It can be a sadist, it can be a calculated person, or it can be someone who just strikes a pose. But there's a lot of layers to this character, to this person, because it's me, it's who I am, and it's just a reflection on the screen. So it's the guy who's willing to go out and take what he wants.
Oh, that's great. Also, I think that some fans maybe saw you on Ring of Honor because you had a match a few months ago against the Mogul Embassy.
Yes, yep. I had a match at Ring of Honor during the Honor Club tapings back in June that took place at the United Center. Great experience, kind of a last minute thing overall. But everything came together, and it was a pleasure to have the opportunity to work at Ring of Honor.
Yeah. What do you think about the new Ring of Honor? Because there is some people that say that since Tony Khan bought the company, it's like a development territory for All Elite Wrestling.
I wouldn't look at it as a developmental territory. I would just look at it as a different brand, an alternative. I think that Tony has a lot of resources, obviously, and he has the ability to to purchase Ring of Honor. So he did, and I think that it provides a whole new show, a whole new stories for people to get into. I definitely wouldn't look at it as a developmental because of the people that are on the show and the matches that happen on the show. I would just look at it as a different product. And obviously, Ring of Honor in and of itself has a whole lot of history too, right? I mean, I grew up as a Ring of Honor kid. I loved watching Ring of Honor, going to the Turner Hall Ballroom in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and to see that brand continue to exist under the branch of AEW. I think it's an opportunity for us as wrestlers, but also for the fans to consume more wrestling.
Yeah. Also, recently you have wrestled on National Wrestling Alliance Exodus because NWA has become a territorial government body again. So, what do you think about this new form of making business?
I think it's great. And I don't mean to sound like I'm just, oh, everything's great, but it is great. It's great that Ring of Honor is under the AEW branch. It's great that NWA is developing the territory system, because not only does it provide more wrestling to be consumed, but it also provides more places to work, more places for guys to get reps, more times, because NWA doesn't shoot, every week. NWA doesn't shoot frequently. So it gives an opportunity for the NWA signed talent to work and continue to perfect their craft under the umbrella of NWA, working with NWA wrestlers. So I think it just gives more of an opportunity to work within your same family. From my perspective, while a lot of the times they don't shoot at that often, right? So it just gives them more reps to work with each other and expand the brand.
Yes. Also, a good friend of yours, EC3, is the current National Wrestling Alliance World Champion.
Yeah.
You met him and control your narrative. So do you think that at some point maybe you can fight against him for the title?
Absolutely. I know that EC3 and I have been in the ring together. I know that he has seen what I can do, what I'm about, and I know that he's threatened by me. I took him to the limit before in a match. He barely sneaked by, but like I said, this is a whole new guy here. This isn't the golden boy, this is the hunter. And EC3 can be the NWA World Heavyweight Champion for now, but he hasn't been hunted yet. He hasn't been in the ring with this AJZ yet. So when that does happen, you better hold on tight because I'm coming.
Have you seen The Iron Cloud, the movie about the Von Erich?
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that movie. I think that it's great to have something transcend from wrestling to Hollywood to a different audience like that. So yeah, I definitely am intrigued to see how that film does, and then to see how that translates into connecting the wrestling world to potentially an even wider audience, right?
Yes. 3 months ago, something happened that WWE released a lot of talent. One of them was DOL Sigler. Since you are not the DOL Sigler's relative, are you interested in a match with him?
Absolutely. I think that there's still a story to be told, even though I'm biologically not related to him. He did say that I could use that for a while, and I did. And I used it until I felt like it started to become a thing where it was like almost reliant on that. I didn't want to be reliant on that. So I would love to entertain that idea. I do think there's a portion of the audience that knows that I was his nephew for a while. So I would love to do that. And not only that, I would love to learn from him and work with him, because I think he is one of the best in a lot of different ways. But I think he's one of those guys where you can throw him in any situation with any time constraints, and he can make it work. And that's something to recognize for sure.
Great. Also, there is also, we are near to the next year. What are your future plans?
Future plans, I am setting up a bunch of dates to travel and venture all over. In the past couple months, I've gone to obviously the NWA. I've debuted at Beyond Wrestling up in the Northeast Coast area, IWC Wrestling in Pittsburgh, and then in the next coming months here, I'm going to be expanding all through Chicago, into Canada, back out east, to a variety of places. Down south, I'll be at Pele Pro in like a week and a half or so. So I'm just setting up tour dates. I'm getting out there in a variety of different markets and exposing the world to the hunter.
Great. Also, since you have changed your character, does that mean that you have changed something on your moveset?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot more aggression. There's a lot more depth. I think in the past, the Golden Boy was a little bit more happy-go-lucky with his approach. He took a little bit more time to gloat. I think this character takes his time in salivating the process of
Hmm.
hurting other people.
Great. Also, there is maybe a chance that the hunter takes like a trophy from his victims.
Yeah. Yeah, the hunter not only chases titles, but the hunter he chases he he chases other people as his victims, right? He wants to dismantle them, take away their integrity, their pride, who they are as humans. He hunts them down from the outside in, from the inside out, and that's really what he's about.
Great. Well, thank you for the interview. There is something else you want to talk about?
No, I just appreciate your time, and I think that last year it was cool to see that there was a reception about me.
Yeah.
I guess saying I wasn't directly related to Dolph, that it was more
Yeah.
so a personal connection. But yeah, I appreciate taking the time to chat with me today about my new presentation. And for those interested, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at AJZ1818. You can follow me on Facebook. That's Team AJZ. You can find me on YouTube. That's Andreas Ziegler, ANDREASZIEGLER. TikTok, it's AJZIGGY1818. There's also link trees, people. So if you go to any of my profiles, you'll see a link tree, and you can just click that, and you can see everything from merch to the social links and all that good stuff. So stay tuned to the journey. If you haven't seen The Hunter yet, you're in for something special.